Hello, it's John here for another 850 tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to be looking at removing unwanted artifacts from photos. Removing unwanted artifacts from photos. And let's just jump straight in and do this. So right here is my first photo. As you can see, it's of a door. How very exciting, right? But I'm going to use this door texture to create a nice wood texture that I can apply to my 3D models and create something that looks authentic and legit. So let's jump straight in and do this. The tools that we're going to be using today and working with are down here. So we see we have this plaster with a circle underneath it. If we click into this, we have the spot healing brush patch tool, content aware, and red eye. We're mainly going to be using the spot healing brush and the patch tool. So I find that these are the most useful. So with your spot tool ready, let me just delete that there, we don't need you. We are ready to start working. So I want to remove this handle here and this lock. And there's a couple of tools we sort of want to be aware of before we start doing this. Up here, we have type, content aware, create texture, and proximity match, and sample all layers. This sample all layers I don't think is clicked on by default, but if you'd have multiple layers, what this allows you to do is it takes the information from underneath it to create new information. So if you only want to affect the one layer, then you want to get rid of that. But if you're copying this, duplicating it, moving it around, then you want to have sample all layers on. So just a quick watch out for that one. Content aware, I find tends to be the best. The create texture is a bit weird. It creates, as it says, a texture, this sort of weird material around there. Not really found much use for that so far. And proximity match, I tend to use proximity match if content aware isn't as good. And proximity match has got this diffusion here. And what that is basically saying is how much of the surroundings would you like to take? How much of the information around it would you like to take? But for the most part, I feel like content aware does a pretty damn good job. So I'm going to select my content aware, make sure I've got a nice big brush. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to scribble over it nice and easy. And as if by magic, it's gone. How good is that? That is amazing. And you can see like a little bit of information here that sort of doesn't line up anymore. Something like the lines in the wood don't really match up anymore. And again, we can run it through one more time. Let's go backwards though with Control Alt Z. And what I'm going to do, let me just step forward, sorry, is try using the proximity match this time and seeing the outcomes that this has. Similar thing, apart from I feel like the information here matches up, this information here, and it's taking this information around it to create this pattern, but it doesn't really fit in as well. So that's why content aware, at least for my purpose, my experiments, my use, seems to work better. And again, you can feather that in around there a little bit more, soften it in, touch up the edges a bit more to give it a bit more of a fading. And look at that, amazing! I find a bigger brush helps because you can get more area and just go around it a couple of times just to make sure it really blends in there nice and smoothly. So this time what we're going to do is we want to get rid of this handle. So this is a pretty big space. What we're going to do now is click into our spot healing brush and find patch tool. And what patch tool does is it allows you to create a selection. So let me just select around my door handle, and with that selected, this is the area I want to edit, and I'm going to drag over where I would like to copy the information from. So I'm going to copy from around over here. Give it a second to figure it out and do its maths. And it is done. So let's deselect, see how that looks. We can sort of see the different color because the information has been taken from over here. So let's Control Z that, go back to our tool and try increasing some of these numbers. And again, like before, what this is going to do, so we've got the content aware on, is it's going to take the information from the right hand side and should hopefully feather it in a little bit more now, blend it in a bit more naturally. And look at that, way better this time. Because we've taken a lot more information from the right hand side, this is now ready. That's using the removal tools. What I'm going to do real quick is increase my size because I've got some information out here I don't want. So I'll place that loosely in the middle, zoom out a touch, and because of my perspective on my camera, I need to pull this one to the right to make it the lines look like they're a lot more vertical. Get out of here, toolbar. Press enter. And there we go, my wood texture is now ready to be used. Let's give it another example. Here is a sky from outside a window, and that's obvious. What I want to do is try and remove some clouds. So again, it's just in terms of practicing, getting used to tools. What I'm going to do is select all this, little cloud here, and magic, boom, the cloud is gone. It's not 100% accurate. It's not going to fix every single problem. And if we start taking really big areas, and we try to take all this area, it's going to, well, I expect it's going to leave a bit of a mess. Well, there's some nice new clouds actually. Probably clouds might not have been the best example, but why would, if this was a different image, it looked sort of messy and ruffled, and it, like I say, it's not perfect. Don't expect it to fix every one of your problems, but it's pretty damn good. So again, let's try the patch healing to get rid of the rest of this area and drag it up here. Because my numbers are quite high, it's taking a bit more information to try and figure it all out. But either way, there you have it. That's cool. Those are the two tools. These are the two tools that we would want to use to remove unwanted artifacts from your photo. And what we're doing here is we're just getting rid of all the clouds and creating a beautiful blue sky. And moving, when you're moving to a new space, like you notice up here it's a lot darker, we've got a gradient effect, and down here it'll be a lot brighter. If you can, try and keep the sort of consistent, similar. So I'm going directly to the left where the gradient is fine, matches up, and it gets a better outcome. Couple of small spots around, and I can use either my patch tool or my spot healing tool to sort of get rid of up there. Make sure I deselect first. And get rid of that up there. And there you go, I've just removed all the clouds. How awesome is that? Pretty awesome. Cool, so that is how you would remove unwanted artifacts from your photos to create nice, consistent textures that can be used. Hope you found that useful, guys. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment, all that usual stuff. Thanks for watching.